So what do you think is going to come out of the meeting? Okay, the mission didn't answer my question. I sent them a written question, very simple, about southern Cameroons. Now I've done a FOIA request again because it's incomprehensible. Incomprehensible. Okay, well, we have one in. We have the Deputy Permanent Representative of the United Kingdom. He's rolled in. They have praised New Age Oil for its deal with Mr. Paul Biya. Yes, it's true. Green light to genocide. Well, you've seen it here. You've seen the Deputy Permanent Representative of the United Kingdom, Mr. Jonathan Allen, go in. He said, hello, Matthew, but no answer from his mission. A week ago, a written question about this very meeting. Because you know what? Corrupt.
Of independence, and we are not going to settle anything for anything other than independence, separation. And we are going to reach our capital city, which is Biya. Biya is the place that we are going to reach there. No other place.
What's your understanding of the Security Council meeting today? Hey, what's happening? Yeah, sure. It's raining, but here we are.
Thanks for all you're doing. Thank you so much.
I'm trying. I can't go into the UN anymore.
I will promote you. Thank you.
Great.
I appreciate all the effort.
Fresh guys, very fresh people. I will take you to Cameroon.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't think I'm going to Yaoundé. It's not safe. I've heard it's not safe.
We cannot take you where you are not safe.
Yeah. No, thank you. Thanks, guys. I mean, this meeting today, I wanted to tell you, some people think it's good they're having it. Watch out. Watch out for it. Because France didn't sponsor it, as you know. And you're going to have some countries saying, no, these guys are terrorists. You have to do this. And the government's going to say, we won. I can't tell you, but I've seen this game before.
Okay.
You feel that the UN should have a meeting, but then they do it and it works out differently than you hope. I can pretty much guarantee you they're not going to be awarding independence. France has a veto, right? I mean, let's see. I want to go and watch what the speeches are, but it still is raising the profile, right?
I think it is not. How are they going to veto something as if they don't want it to go to the General Assembly?
Right.
Because remember, we've already been awarded independence.
You can't go back.
It's in their resolution.
Right.
It's there, implemented, you know? Implemented.
Okay, I just was trying to ask questions there. Okay, great. Please. Nice to see you guys. All right. I'm number one. It hasn't. They don't seem to like it inside. They don't like my questions. So okay, here we are. Here we are, man, at the United Nations. It's Monday, May 13th. There's going to be a meeting without any outcome. An informal Security Council meeting about Cameroon, a country that the head of the UN, Antonio Guterres, has sold out ruthlessly for 2 years. Took a golden statue, made a budget committee deal with Paul Biya, blood-splattered, failure, and now his good friends in the Security Council are going to have a little meeting about it. But just like they held one on Sri Lanka in 2009, right before the Rajapaksas killed everybody, so it shall be, or could well be here. France is not a sponsor. We're going to try to ask some questions. See, we're banned from the UN by Big Tony, corrupt Tony Guterres. Yes, it's true. Let's see who's going into this meeting. Yeah, they're on the Security Council. They want a permanent seat? No dice. No answer on the humanitarian concerns. None at all. Totally corrupt. Okay, let's turn it around. Actually, maybe we'll stop this one. We'll start a new one. See how it works, because we're going to do this in pieces. To be continued. Okay, here we are. We're at the UN Delegates Entrance Gate, because that's as close as we can get, given Antonio Guterres' rapid corruption, his sellout to Chinese business interests, his slavish capture by Paul Biya, and his favorite ambassador, the ambassador of the EU, took a picture with Monthe prior to today's meeting, saying, highly respectful. Would he say that about Jafari of Syria? I don't think so. Just shows you the blindness and hypocrisy of those involved here. The EU will apparently speak at the meeting. Who else? Who will be representing the United Kingdom? Karen Pierce? France? Monsieur Delattre? No, maybe somebody lower down the food chain. You know, they've supported Paul Biya for decades. It's true, totally corrupt. Now let's see. This is the entrance through which the sad part about this is that there are many people in Cameroon that think the Security Council could save them. No, they're green-lighting genocide. That's what it is. Green light to genocide. Thank you, Monthe. That's what he said. You can look it up. The EU ambassador. Ask yourself why France, colonial master, didn't co-sponsor this meeting when they say that the Security Council is the most august body. The most august body. Totally corrupt. But it's corrupt. The fish rots from the head. And the fish, or the head, is Antonio Guterres. Hello. We aim to ask the co-sponsors of the meeting, the co-sponsors, what they hope to accomplish, why they answer no questions, and why they have allowed Antonio Guterres to sell out the United Nations name, lock, stock, and barrel, to a slew of dictators and bribers. Why? He's in Fiji now, sprawled out on the beach. Let me be clear, this seems harsh. He had inner-city press thrown out of that gate twice, physically. A total hypocrite. Talking about freedom of the press? Give me a break. Okay, who's coming from the U.S. mission? We don't even know who the ambassador is. Nikki Haley is gone. Ambassador Cohen is supposedly heading for Egypt. Who's next? Kraft does not come. An absolute fraud. Now it's raining out here, but we don't care. We're here. Big Tony, where are you? Oh, I know. Fiji, I forgot. Fiji and Tuvalu. Maybe that's where the golden statue is gone. On the beach in Fiji. Disgusting. Let's turn it around. Hopefully we'll find some takers. You'd think maybe they're just going to slide in under the tag of 3. Maybe it's going to be very low profile representation. Who do we got coming across? Who do we got? It's really shocking. The UK, France, Germany, Poland, Belgium. Absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Absolute corruption. Green light to genocide by the UN Security Council. Yes, it's true. 2 years of slaughter. Area formula meeting. It's a formula for genocide. Again, let's see where our good friends, the humanitarian members of the Security Council, let's see what their view is on this. Why they've done nothing about Antonio Guterres' corruption nor his censorship. None of it. Nothing. No due process. Let's put it that way. Let's say you don't agree with these views. Should a journalist be allowed to be critical in the UN? I think so. Yeah, I agree. I have come to there's no solution. Syrian diplomat alert with baby carriage. Okay then. I forgot just what a sinkhole the UN is. Shocking. We don't know who these guys are. Nobody knows. Let's see who they're sending. These humanitarian members of the council. Green light to genocide. Big Tony. Guterres' genocide. GG. You heard it here. He's responsible. He should resign. He is corrupt. He is a censor. Now, we're going to have to... I was going to somehow try to live stream this atrocity from the bus stop, but things are looking a little bit wet there. We'll see. Let's check it out. I'm expecting... I don't even know, who France is going to send. Who are they going to send? Germany? EU? The EU made sure. There was just a Syrian diplomat rolling by with a baby stroller. All in a day's work at the UN, That was the only commentary I made. As we stake out the UN Security Council's green light to genocide in Cameroon, a Syrian diplomat rolled by with a baby stroller. It speaks for itself. This is the United Nations. This is Big Tony's club. Inner city press can't even go in as a tourist. We're invited to events there, and we've been turned back physically by guards because Antonio Guterres is entirely corrupt. Green light to genocide by the UN Security Council. They've done nothing about Big Tony's sellout of the organization to China and to Cameroon. He can't even... That's how low he's brought it. Bribes from Paul Biya. Absolutely shocking. Let's see. Are they already hitting the streets? Hello. Now, Big Tony won't be coming today. Big Tony's on the beach. Big Tony's on the beach with those youths he loves so much. Maybe too much. Really, I'm telling you. Absolute hypocrisy. Wait a second. Are they bringing in some food for the Cameroon meeting? Is it possible? Canapés? À la française? Could be, could be. Now, one of the speakers, the Secretary of Speaker, we've asked all week for Farhan Haq and Stefan Dujarric to answer who would brief. Never an answer. Now we know. Mark Lowcock. He's the man who didn't disclose his own finances. Some cultural reason, apparently. Apparently there's a cultural prohibition on transparency in the UK. That's the statement on Guterres' website. That some officials won't disclose due to cultural danger. Yep. I guess it's a Brexit thing. Must be Brexit. Must be Brexit. An organization sunk so low that after 2 years, the only alternative is green light to genocide. Big Tony's green light to genocide. Hang on. Who do we got? It's a strange crew here. It's a really low ball. It's a low ball crew. We don't have Delattre. We don't have Huisgen. I'm sure that supposedly the EU guy is coming. I don't know. He said he was. Yeah, the UN should decamp. Their criticism of the US is the least of it. And absolutely, they killed Haitians. They killed 10,000 Haitians. They didn't pay a penny. It's a joke. They send soldiers to rape children in Africa, and I'm not kidding. This is not Pizzagate. You can go on the UN's own website. No one was ever been held accountable. No one at all. Big Tony's green light to genocide from a beach in Fiji. Yes, it's true. Totally, absolutely, and irredeemably corrupt. Now I can say this: it's going to be a pretty low. This is some low-level stuff here. Hang on. Are we going to see Tomo? Is Tomo coming in? Tomo might be in, working the crowd already. It could be. He already captured the European Union. He did. Tomo Monthe captured the European Union over the weekend. They apologized in advance. Shocking. Who do we got here? Things are not looking too good for this meeting, but we'll find a way to live stream it. We were once taken to the basement of that building and interrogated about why we dared say that Lieutenant Dobbins of the UN Security Force physically assaulted a journalist, breaking the computer, tearing of the shirt. It's all true. Wait a second. Hang on. Could it be? No. Some are peeling off to go in through the tourist entrance. Some are coming in through the delegates entrance. But so far, we can say this is one of the lowest level. It's not only a low and belated response. Those doing the selling out are at the absolute lowest level of the food chain. Missions that answer no questions. Missions that claim that they want to be on the Security Council, want permanent seats in some instances. Let's see. Who's rolling? Who's dealing? What's happening? Wait a second. Is this the Cameroon crew? These are the guys. These are the gentlemen who are going to be saving Cameroon. I don't think so. If they didn't do it for 2 years, they're not going to do it now. I'm sorry to say. Anglophones, it's a sad day for Anglophones. Because when the Security Council gets involved, their response generally has been to give the green light to the bloodbath on the beach. So it was in Sri Lanka. Now, in Ambazonia, southern Cameroons. Oh, here we go. We're going to ask. So what do you think is going to come out of the meeting? Okay, the mission didn't answer my question. I sent them a written question, very simple, about southern Cameroons. Now I've done a FOIA request again because it's incomprehensible. Okay, well, we have one in. We have the Deputy Permanent Representative of the United Kingdom. He's rolled in. They have praised New Age Oil for its deal with Mr. Paul Biya. Yes, it's true. Green light to genocide. Well, you've seen it here. You've seen the Deputy Permanent Representative of the United Kingdom, Mr. Jonathan Allen, go in. He said, hello, Matthew, but no answer from his mission. A week ago, a written question about this very meeting. Because you know what? Corrupt. Let's see. We got the UK. They're a co-sponsor of the meeting. Now, you'd think, when asked what the outcome was supposed to be, that they would have an answer. You'd also think, in writing to a question a week ago, they'd have an answer, especially when they got their ears boxed by the Information Commissioner's Officer of the UK. But they just don't care. There's simply no accountability. As soon as people step east of First Avenue, there's no accountability at all. Absolutely zero. And these, it is said, are the people that will be saving Cameroonians. I don't think so. In fact, watch out. I would say based on past experience, watch for things to get worse. So it happened in Sri Lanka. As a true believer, I asked questions of then UK. They've controlled it forever, the UK. They controlled OCHA even then. John Holmes. What about Sri Lanka? They held a meeting, and 2 weeks later, the Rajapaksas killed tens of thousands of people because they were emboldened. It had been laundered. The genocide had been blue-washed through the UN. And Tony is worse, significantly worse than Ban Ki-moon was. Significantly. So will the numbers go ever higher? Will Antonio Guterres ever be held to account for his collusion in mass killings? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Let's check it out. So who's representing who here? I don't know. Maybe Cameroon can get many supporters coming in to defend their mass killings of Anglophones. If France can do it, why can't others? Why can't the African members of the Council? Absolutely shocking. Green light to genocide here on the East River. Absolutely corrupt. Big Tony overseeing the mass killing. Why did they? Because I dared to report that Antonio Guterres, one, had failed on Cameroon, and two, was taking funds from and not auditing a Chinese bribery firm known as the China Energy Fund Committee. It's all proved. I cover the Southern District now. This was proved. The man was found guilty and sentenced to 30 months in jail for paying bribes inside the UN. And the firm was bribing Guterres, and he didn't disclose it on his form. So, you tell me. That's why. Now, it seems hypocritical for an organization that talks about freedom of the press, but the UN and consistency, never the twain shall meet. Never the twain shall meet. Totally corrupt. Green light to genocide. You can expect bad news from anything these guys touch. It's true. And they'll celebrate themselves. They'll say, we did everything possible. We did everything possible to save those Anglophones. A little late, after the dear leader, Antonio Guterres, the Kim Jong-un of Turtle Bay, got to come up with another one. Now, it's a humanitarian festival inside the United Nations. After 2 years of dilatory non-action, it's the green light to genocide from Antonio Guterres, the man, the legend, who has stood by and emboldened. He stood with Paul Biya, noted killer, a man who lives in Geneva, taking money from the people in cash to pay his hotel bill. Big Tony posed with Paul Biya. And now, those who love Big Tony, those who attend his soirees at his $15 million mansion, will come in and go through the motions, in essence, providing green light to genocide. Whoa.
What's up?
I'll check these comments later. Sorry, it's a little rainy out here to be typing on the phone, but I appreciate it. I definitely do. And you can always also tweet it at Inner City Press, as you will. Let's see. Where is Thomas Monthe? He might already be in doing his lobbying. Where is Antonio? Oh, forgot it. He's on the beach in Fiji. Where is Michelle Bachelet? Probably in Chile. Seems to be where she lives. She did nothing about censorship. Nothing. An organization absolutely corrupt. They make their money by bringing in tour buses full of Asian tourists to look at the sarcophagus of multilateralism. Hello. Yes, it's true. A meeting being held on Cameroon after 2 years of killings. A meeting that will provide green light to genocide. Antonio Guterres, the man who colluded in mass killings, the man who hid his links to Chinese bribery firms. Wait a second. Here's a man we know. Well, hey, how you doing? You see, I cover the UN. I can still cover it without even going into this cesspool, but I have a right to. They have journalists in there that haven't written an article in years. Okay, they can't even speak. But that's what they like. Not that it's a theme here, but we've just seen another Syrian diplomat rolling through. Time check. 3:02. They're kicking it off. My God, the UK. Où est la France? Où est la France? Où est Huygen? Where's the German ambassador whose mission can't even answer a written question? So deeply concerned to UN for all and opening the UN with with an hourglass and an open curtain. Better hurry up. The time for giving the green light to genocide is slipping away through the hourglass of the German mission. While Big Tony lies on the beach in Fiji, bad things are afoot inside the United Nations. We're going to go check out the protesters. To be continued. Okay, maybe not. Looks like we're going to keep rolling here. I don't know. Let's see. Looks like these water drops are killing off the... Wait a second. Here's a dapper gentleman. Let's turn this around. This you got to see. Check it out. Now this guy is hooked up. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wait a second. I don't know. I need to see Tomo. Who ate Tomo? I'm sure Tomo he's been here a long time. I once, before being so summarily ousted by Antonio Guterres, I attended an event where Tomo, electric blue and a red umbrella, where Tomo was regaling a series of other long-standing permanent representatives about the many jobs they've gotten their children illegally in the UN system. It's great. You see, the UN is totally corrupt. And that's how Antonio Guterres keeps these guys on the string. He keeps them on the string by giving them money and jobs so they can back up his... Let me start, if you don't mind. So how would you describe? What are you here for today?
We are here for Ambazonia's struggle, Southern Cameroon struggle of independence. And we are not going to settle anything for anything other than independence, separation. And we are going to reach our capital city, which is Biya. Biya is the place that we are going to reach there. No other place.
What's your understanding of the Security Council meeting today? Hey, what's happening? Yeah, sure. It's raining, but here we are.
Thanks for all you're doing. Thank you so much.
I'm trying. I can't go into the UN anymore.
I've been promoting you. Thank you.
I appreciate all the effort. We appreciate the
guys,
effort.
very fresh people. I will take you to Cameroon.
Exactly. I don't think I'm going to Yaoundé. It's not safe. I've heard it's not safe.
We cannot take you where you are not safe.
Yeah. No, thank you. Thanks, guys. This meeting today, I wanted to tell you, some people think it's good they're having it. Watch out for it. Yeah. Because France didn't sponsor it, as you know. Good. And you're going to have some countries saying, no, these guys are terrorists. You have to do this. Yeah. And the government's going to say we won. I can't tell you, but I've seen this game before. Okay. Oh. You feel that the UN should have a meeting, but then they do it and it works out differently than you hope. Yeah. I can pretty much guarantee you they're not going to be awarding independence. France has a veto, right? Yeah. I mean, let's see. I want to go and watch what the speeches are, but it still is raising the profile, right?
I think it is not. I don't go to veto. Except they don't want it to go to the General Assembly.
Right.
Because remember, we've already been awarded independence.
You can't go back.
It's in the resolution.
Right.
It's there, implemented, implemented.
Okay, I just was trying to ask questions there. Okay, great. Please. Nice to see you guys. All right. I'm number one. It hasn't. They don't seem to like it inside. They don't like my questions. So I'm very. This is the kind of issue that the UN should be able to do something about, and they don't want to. I don't think they can solve Syria, but they could do something here, and they don't want to.
No, they will.
Hopefully, I hope so. I've had some experience with the UN. Okay. Dialogue. Okay, guys. All right. You guys have got flags and everything. It's a shame. I mean, you think... I would hope that the UN Security Council members will come out and talk with, say something, but you never know. Okay, guys, this is...
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, when I make up this,
I knew you guys would be here. Rain or shine. You guys, I knew you guys would be here. Rain or shine.
We are two journalists.
Yeah.
We have a special picture with you.
Okay. Okay, great.
Just stand there.
Great.
Just three of us,
Okay.
please. Three of us.
I'm trying. It's not over, obviously. It's not even close. Not even close. Okay. Not even close, guys. The journalist squad.
Yeah.
No. Everybody, journalism is not, a person can be a journalist. It's an activity.
Wait.
The UN doesn't like journalists.
Yes, that's it.
They don't like journalists. The UN does not like journalists. This is true.
Let me take my own.
I think the meeting is on Sunday webcast.
You see Amazonians love you.
It's an issue. I wake up in the morning.
We just love you, brother. We just love you.
Yeah. Well, let's see what the UN can do.
Yes, let's see.
Let's see what the UN can do about this. All right, guys. You got okay.
Yes.
Oh. All right.
Yeah. Wait. What's happening?
Or something else. Oh, I see you're pointing forward instead of backwards. You got to flip. It happens. These things happen. It happens all the time. Okay, well, here we are. The circus of the United Nations Security Council belated meeting on Cameroon with no outcome, with a denunciation of the protesters who were right here by Cameroon's ambassador, a good friend of Antonio Guterres, the man he cut budget committee deals with in the Fifth Committee, Antonio Guterres, totally corrupt. Yes, green light for genocide. Antonio Guterres has brought the UN so low that he stood by for 2 years as civilians were slaughtered by Paul Biya. Then he went to Yaoundé and took a golden statue. Then he cut a deal with Monthe to remain silent in exchange for votes in favor and procedural favors in the Budget Committee for reforms that never materialized. Absolutely corrupt. And today in the Security Council, France said they support Biya. China said they support Biya. Germany talked about Boko Haram. Never answered any questions, written questions, by a media that's covered this issue for 2 years. This is how much they love the UN so much that they're killing it. It was right here that Amazonians from all over the region were standing. And what we can say is we put up 2 stories. We had to go and cover it in that way. Here's what we can say. The UN is corrupt. It must be fixed. To save the UN, dump Guterres. To be continued.